Happy Sunday, Facebook peeps. We made it to the hives finally. We came this afternoon. We were doing other fun things this morning. It actually worked out better because it's a little warmer this afternoon than it was this morning, and our bees like that better. So per usual, we finished up Mandy's hive inspection. We're going to get into my hive. The girls are super duper active today. They love the sun. They love the warm weather. If Mandy can show you the front of the hive, they are flying in and out in a little bit of everywhere. So Mandy's hive had a lot of bird comb in it, which isn't unusual for her hive. They like to do that. They like to build that. So hopefully my hive won't have that much. So we don't see any yet. Oh, her hive was also empty. They ate all the food, which is good, but a little alarming. They're hungry. Okay, so quite a few bees here on top. A little bit of bird comb in my hive. Nothing to be super concerned about. They did not eat as much as Mandy's hive did, which is okay. They're going to get food sourced from wherever they would like to. So one thing that's super important to remember is that our hive every day is working on increasing substantially the number of bees in the hive. So each time, oh God, there's a spider. I'm afraid of that than the bees. Is this salami?
No.
Okay.
Don't stomp around.
I know. I have a bee on my leg. Sorry guys, I got sidelined by a spider, which is way worse than the bees. At any rate, our hives are going to increase. They will continue to increase their population. So each week when we get in the hive, there'll just be more and more bees, more and more opportunity to see different things in the hive. And that's what we're hoping that we get to see, just different things in the hive. They always put bird comb here in the middle. Last time I dug that out straight away. I think I'm going to wait this time to get that out of here. So we're going to hit the feeder box off to the side here. A second. Working on gluing my feeder box shut. That's what they're doing. Alright, let's see what's going on here in the hive. So last time we were in the hive, I alternated the frames a little bit to see if we could get them to build comb on some of the frames they had not built comb on. So let's see how they did.
Three, 5, 7, 1.
Yeah, 3, 5, 7, 1, 6, 8, 2, 9, 10, 4. Okay, so here, this is 3. There is no drawn comb on 3.
You're fine.
I feel like I have a spider in my hood.
You
That's
don't.
not true, but I feel like I do. This is 5. We have no drawn comb on 5. This is 7. So we had drawn comb on 7 last time. See what it holds this time. Come on, little fellas. Little girlies, I guess. I'll try my best not to squish you. Okay, so on 7, they are drawing comb on one side. And we have drawn comb on the other. So this is capped honey. You see a little bit of pollen. Otherwise, just a lot of honey in these frames, a lot of food source in these frames. I got a little crazy. Did you see him get crazy? Sorry, it was crazy time. I'm gonna go ahead and move that over. So one is one of the frames I put in there to see if I could get them to draw on. We have some propolis, so one side of one isn't on there. They have taken a little bit of what I was hoping they would do. They drew a little bit of comb on this side of one. So keep in mind this was the side that was facing 7, which already has drawn comb. 6 is the other empty frame I interjected in just to see if I could get them to draw some additional comb there on 6. Ooh, someone hardcore just attacked my hand. Like she just like flew up on there. I was like, hey, you stay out of my hive. Okay, so 6 has more drawn comb on it. Looks like, I mean, this was completely empty last time, so this is pretty significant growth, which is amazing. They're working on capping some honey. This is all honey is what I see on this frame. And then this side is empty.
Hey, pull it back out a second. Take a look at what's going on, right?
They're getting a little crazy with that comb. I don't know. Looks like they're trying to draw it and cap it all at once. I'm not sure. Alright, so 8 looks like it has a lot of things on it, which is exciting because 8 hasn't statistically been one of the ones that has had a ton of action on it. Okay, calm down. My bees are so defensive, like they're even, sometimes they'll fly right up on my hive tool here. So let's see what happens. So the last couple times we've been in the hive, we've seen several queen cells, one each week. We're going to see what we see this time. So upon doing further research, at first I was extremely concerned that those would be swarm cells, and we definitely don't want my bees to swarm. But this frame is heavy.
Yeah, it looks heavy.
They were not swarm cells, they were supersedure cells. Okay, so on this hive, I have to set it down a little bit because it's so heavy. So they have a lot of honey. They're working on capping honey. Those are huge honey stores.
Yeah, these are like double tall, guys.
Yeah.
Like
massive honey stores.
They're huge.
So, in addition to that, we have capped brood, so pupa, that's going to be coming out here soon. I see larvae that'll be capped here in the next couple of days to finish growing. I see pollen, larva, pollen, larva. I see fresh eggs, which is good. That means my queen has been here. And honey. So this is all good things to see on frame 8 here. Let's look on the other side of 8. Okay, so we see capped brood. So the brood is relatively, the stuff that's capped is relatively flat, which is excellent because that means those are worker bees. Anything that sticks up above, see the one in the middle, it looks kind of like a bullet, it's huge. That's a drone bee, so that's a male bee. So the hive will only make male bees when they feel like they have enough resources. So the male bees don't actually contribute to the hive. Their only job in life is to mate with a neighboring queen. So the hive will only make a drone bee if they feel like they have sufficient resources to do so. So on this frame I see honey stores, I see capped brood, I see a couple of larvae over here, and a couple of drone bees. So the drone bees really are going to make us understand that the hive feels like they have sufficient sources of food. So I didn't see my queen on this one. So just for reference, we didn't see the queen in Mandy's hive, but we saw a frame that was brand new, drawn out comb, all with eggs. One egg in every cell. So that's sufficient proof that she exists in the hive and she's healthy. So that's kind of what we're looking for. So I did see a few fresh eggs. I do get a little bit concerned because my hive was building supersedure cells, which some hives build, some healthy hives will build that kind of like just in case. Like just in case this happens, we're going to put this here. So if we have to make a new queen, we can. Okay. So this is frame 2. Okay. Sorry if I just squished you. This frame's light. I was expecting it to be super heavy. All right. So I see singular eggs, which is great. That's what I was hoping to see. I haven't seen a whole ton of those yet, but this frame looks recently drawn. So it is currently filled with honey stores. I see a few larvae. I see single eggs, which is good. That means my queen has been here. They're working on growing more brood on this frame. Since there are fresh eggs, I'm going to take an extra minute just to see if I do see her. Do keep in mind that as our hive grows, oh, there she is. There's Hattie. There's Hattie. Do keep in mind that as our hive grows, it's actually much more probable that we're not going to see the queens often. I'm going to really hold her over the hive here.
See, she gets nervous.
I don't want her to fall off, but see, look, there's another. I think that's the start of a queen cell, and that makes me a little bit nervous because it's
right here.
Yeah, it's low. See how low it is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's definitely the bottom third there.
right. I know. Come on, guys, like give me a break. But I can't. I don't want to have this frame out too long. So I gotta make sure she stays in the hive and stays warm enough. Okay, hold on, I gotta scrape this out. These do not want to give me any breaks in life, for real. Please, guys. We don't need to replace your queen. She seems pretty fine. Stop it. So,
Take care of whatever that is right there too. Seems odd.
whatever this is, we're getting rid of this. Okay, so that, what I think was the start of a queen cell, was in the bottom third of my hive, or my drawn out comb. So I don't even want to risk that. If it were in the middle, like the last ones were, I would leave it. But we're not going to leave it this time. But we added an extra brood chamber to Mandy's hive because there were enough drawn out frames. Based on the fact that that queen cell was a little bit lower than usual, I think we are going to add another one to my hive as well. Okay, so 9 and 10 we expect to be full. They have been full pretty much this entire time. These were the first frames for them to build on, and that also means that we will see cells where baby bees have come out, but then they also should be getting refilled. Okay, I hear you. I know, you're pissed. Okay, I get it. I can tell.
You've totally
He's
built themselves a tiny table right here.
Oh, that does look like a tiny table.
And they're just sitting at the bee bar. Kind of hilarious.
Okay, so this frame has capped brood. I see eggs, I see larvae. That cluster down there at the bottom, those are drone bees. So again, the hive will build drone when they feel like they have sufficient food sources. So that's okay to see in the hive as long as it's not all of the bees. You definitely don't want to see all drone cells. Like you do need to have a lot more worker bee cells than drone cells. So we have some capped honey. I'm looking for single eggs in these comb.
Yeah,
I don't see single eggs in here yet. I do see bees cleaning out their hives, are cleaning out their cells, and I see larvae. And then where they have capped honey, I saw one little bee coming out. Where did I see him at? I don't remember. Alright, so let's take a look at the other side of 9. Okay, so we have more honey stores. It is super hard to see in these cells once they come out. So I see larvae growing. So the bottom of the cell kind of gets a little bit milky white because they feed the larva royal jelly until it gets to a certain age. So I see that here. So we'll be able to see next time what's capped, what's not capped. Also, when we're looking at in the hive, we want to be able to see a good brood pattern. So we want to make sure that she's laying well enough. Okay, so that was 9. All right. Is there one on your leg?
No, I've got a horsefly biting me. See, still not stinging day so far.
Wait, way to go. You probably just jinxed me. Got one on my thumb. Scooch these little guys a little closer together. Okay, so next is going to be 10. There's a whole bunch. Get out of my way, guys. I gotta be able to pick up the frame.
Nothing on this side of 10.
Okay, nothing on that side of 10. This frame has so much pollen in it. It is insane how much pollen this frame has in it. Also, it has a ton of capped honey. Like, this is primarily a food frame. Like, that's all we see in this frame is food. And a little bit of capped brood, not a super strong brood pattern. Oh, God, this guy is pissed off. He's, like, flying around my head. Okay, get it, dude. I know. But I mean, we see some good things. So we see a lot of pollen. We see a lot of capped honey in this frame, which is all great. That's what we're hoping to see in there. Whew. All right.
If you're gonna put an empty one in between 9 and 10 would probably be a good idea.
You think so? All right, we can do that.
Yeah, because it's between food, isn't it?
Yeah. It is. So we're going to go ahead and check forward one more empty frame here in between 9 and 10. 9, both 8 and 9 have super strong brood patterns. They have tons of stores on them. And then 10 is primarily a food source currently. So, come on guys, get out of the way. We're going to go ahead and give them a little extra space here. Do you think that I have enough filled out frames to add an extra brood chamber?
I do.
Alright.
Especially since they're getting anxious. So I'm going to step back here so you guys can actually see. Tage, pop this guy on here.
Yep. So this is our second brood chamber. So the hive will be full when this guy is also full. So they're working on filling the bottom frames. So now they'll also have more room. So if they were feeling claustrophobic and making a queen cell to swarm, this will help them feel like they have more room. So we're going to put this on. We're going to see what it looks like next week. But then the bottom box will get full and this box will get full, and then our hive will have approximately 60 to 80,000 bees in it. So as we progress through this process, as we get into summer, each hive inspection is it's gonna be different. A lot of it is gonna look different. So continue to tune in, visit us, and see how our bees are doing. But other than that, I'm gonna load the feeder box back on this extra brood chamber and then join us next Sunday. Thanks.